Hi students, solids 2. We have seen simple positions earlier. Now I have explained what is simple position. Now axis parallel to VP and inclined to HP. Solids 2, axis parallel to VP and inclined to HP. This is a question. A hexagonal prism rests on HP on an edge of base or a side of base with axis parallel to VP and inclined to HP by an angle 40 degrees. Standing like this. A hexagonal prism standing on HP on an edge of base or a side of base with axis parallel to VP and inclined to HP by 40 degrees. You can see the axis is inclined to HP by an angle and the axis is kept for parallel to VP. Now, what is the plan when you look from the top? You see this hexagonal face, you see part of the bottom hexagon, some lines, then the body connecting the two hexagons. You cannot directly draw. What is the elevation? When you look from there, the elevation is a rectangle. The elevation is a rectangle. What width? The elevation is a rectangle of this width and this length. A rectangle of this width and this length. You cannot directly draw that. So what you do is keep it in this simple position. What is a simple position? One base side perpendicular to VP. When this side is perpendicular to VP, this side also is perpendicular to VP. Isn't it? Okay. Then draw the plan. What is the plan? Plan is a hexagon. Plan is a regular hexagon with one side perpendicular to XY line. Look at this. I have drawn a hexagon with one side AB perpendicular to XY line. And I named it A, B, C, D, E, F. The 6 corners of the base. And A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. G, H, I, J, K, L are the points of the top. 6 points of the base, 6 points of the top. Agreed? Then I drew the diagonals at the center only and located the point OP. OP is the axis. I use only OP to represent axis. Okay. Now you project the elevation. Draw a vertical projector from this side. A projector through B will pass through A. A projector through D will pass through E. A projector through C will pass through O as well as F. A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, F dash, O dash. Bottom points. Take the height of the prism 70 mm up. Side is 25, height is 70. Take 70 mm up and complete the rectangle. G dash, H dash, I dash, J dash, K dash, L dash, P dash. And the center line. C dash, this is CI, C dash, I dash. When the prism is standing like this, when you look from there, you see this vertical edge. CI at the center. That is firm. C dash, I dash is firm. And FL comes exactly behind that. It coincides with the firm line. So only firm line is shown. So this is the elevation. Now, this is what you have drawn. This is not the required position. This is the required position, but you have drawn this. Why do you draw this? This is a simple position. Why simple position? From this simple position, you can reach the final position. How do you know that? Wait, look at this. This is the plan. This is a simple position. You have drawn the plan and elevation. Now look at this. When you tilt it on that edge, which edge? DE. When you tilt it on that edge, you can attain the final position. What happens to the elevation? Elevation is a rectangle now. Elevation is the same rectangle now, but at a different orientation. Same rectangle. What happens to the plan? Plan is a hexagon. Here the plan is totally different. But here the elevation remains the same. So what you do is draw this simple position plan and elevation. Since the elevation remains the same in the final position, redraw this elevation to the final orientation to get the final elevation. So this elevation is the final elevation. How did you get it? By redrawing the first elevation in the new orientation. Then project a suitable plan. This you have done in planes also. You have redrawn the elevation of the simple position and drew the new plan. Agreed? So this simple position plan and elevation, redraw the elevation to the final position and draw a new plan. How do you draw the elevation to the new position? What you do is take D dash this D dash E dash, I call it D1 dash E1 dash. I put a suffix 1. The axis is set to make 40 degrees to XY line, HP. So I draw a side at 40 degrees. When the axis is 40 degrees, when the axis is going to come here, when the axis is 40 degrees, this side also will make 40 degrees. That's why I drew this side first. Complete the rectangle. Extend the axis and show the angle. If you draw the axis first, you will find it very difficult to construct the rectangle. Actually, this is the best thing. Take this angle. Why this is 50? This is 50, this is 90, this is 40, correct? So instead of marking this 40, you can take this 50 and complete the elevation. A1 dash, D1 dash, C1 dash, D1 dash, D1 dash, F1 dash, O1 dash, P1 dash, G1 dash, H1 dash, I1 dash, J1 dash, K1 dash, L1 dash. You have redrawn that elevation. Now what you have to do? You have to draw a new plan to suit this elevation. This is the final elevation. Draw a new plan to suit this elevation. How do you do that? Draw vertical projectors down, very, very light. The way you draw these projectors decide how good your drawing will look like. Draw horizontal projectors. Now we have to mark the points. The horizontal line through E will pass through A, horizontal line through D will pass through B, and C and F separate. So, and this is horizontal line through OP. Horizontal line through A and vertical line through A1 dash meet at A1. Similarly B1, similarly C1, D1, E1, F1, O1, G1, H1, I1. Actually, very big cross marks are not required. This is for clarity I am making. J, K, L, P. You have got all the 12 points mark plus 2, 14 points mark. 6 points on the base, 6 points on the top, 6 plus 6 plus 2 for the axis. All the 14 points are marked. Now, when you look from the top, will you see any hexagonal face? Will you see any hexagonal face? Yes, you will see this hexagonal face because it is nearer to you when you look from the top. You will not see this hexagonal face fully. You will see some edges. You will see the body connecting the two hexagonal faces, the longer edges connecting them. So first of all, make all visible edges dark. That's the best thing to do. Make all visible edges, which you are very confirmed, visible edges dark. So what I do is, I will make GH, HI, IJ, JK, KL and GL firm. Then AB, I will make all the visible edges dark. GH, HI, IJ, JK, KL, LG. Then FA, AB, BC. Then the longer edges A1, G1, B1, H1, C1, I1, F1, L1. What about CD, C1, D1 dotted, D1, E1 dotted, E1, F1 dotted. From E to K, there is a dotted line which coincides with this firm line and then afterwards dotted. And also D to J, it coincides up to this on the firm line and afterwards dotted. And the axis as a chain line. I hope you understand. This is the plan, this is the elevation. The visible hexagonal face GHIJK alpha, and the bottom face CD, DE and EF dotted axis chain line. This is the process of redrawing the elevation and projecting the new plan. Very simple procedure. You have done the same thing in projection of planes. Only thing is that since it is a three-dimensional object, there are more points and there will be more time required for redrawing it. Actually, when I redraw it, it looks a little bit longer. That is why this looks big, little bit. I hope you understand. Now, this problem or this sort of a question can be drawn by another method called auxiliary projection method. This is called a redrawing method. Redrawing method. The other is called auxiliary projection method. I am going to show that. Here we draw a small XY line. In the previous case, we have drawn a long XY line. Here we draw a small XY line and draw the same simple position plan and derivation. Now, same simple position plan and derivation. You keep like this, draw simple position plan and derivation. Now, instead of tilting the object to the final position, tilt the HP to bring the final position. What is the angle between axis and HP? 40 degrees. What is the angle between axis and HP now? 90 degrees. Tilt HP so that the angle between HP and axis become 40 degrees. Then look perpendicular to this HP and draw a new plan. When the HP was like this, you looked from the top exactly perpendicular to this HP to get the plan. When the HP is like this, look perpendicular to the HP to get the new plan. Same simple position plan elevation object in a final position like a HP in a final position attend 40 degrees axis. എന്നിട്ട് ഈ പുതിയ HPക്ക് perpendicular ആയിട്ട് നോക്കുക പുതിയ പ്ലാൻ കിട്ടും. When you tilt HP, the angle between HP and VP is maintained at 90 degree. No change happens for that. HPക്ക് VP ആയിട്ടുള്ള ആംഗിൾ 90 ഡിഗ്രി ആയി തന്നെ നിൽക്കും. ഇങ്ങനെ മാറുള്ളൂ. കണ്ടോ? ഇത് VP ആയിട്ടുള്ള 90 ഡിഗ്രി തന്നെയാണ്. പക്ഷേ HPയുടെ ഓറിയന്റേഷൻ മാറി. Look perpendicular to this. HPക്ക് perpendicular ആയിട്ട് നോക്കി പുതിയ പ്ലാൻ വരയ്ക്കുക. This is called auxiliary projection method. When this is HP, what is the elevation of this HP? Elevation of HP is XY line. When HP is changed, what happens? You get a new XY line. Where is the new XY line? That's the problem. You draw a new XY line through D dash E dash. You draw a new XY line through D dash E dash. How? Making what? 40 degrees to the axis. This is the axis. O dash B dash is the axis. So what is extension? You have to mark 40 degrees. X1, Y1. So how do you do it? Keep your protractor height like here and make this 40. This axis and this line are 40 degrees parallel to each other. This axis and this line are parallel to each other. So when the axis makes 40 degrees to X1, Y1, this side also will make 40 degrees to XY line. Or you can make this also will make 40 degrees to X1, Y1. Or you can make this as 50. If this is 50, this is 90, this is 40. Either way you can do. But once you mark X1, Y1, draw X1, Y1, please verify whether the said angle is obtained or not. You have to be very careful. Okay. Now, after drawing X1, Y1, what will you do? Draw projectors through all points in the elevation perpendicular to the new X1, Y1. You have to be extremely careful while doing this. This angle has to be 90 degrees. A small change in this angle will multiply its wrong effect. It will magnify the mistake. A small angle difference will magnify the mistake. Okay. Now draw projectors through all the points in the elevation. This elevation you are going to keep saying. You are going to draw a new plan here. What you do is, after drawing these projectors, after drawing all these projectors, see A is this much below XY. Not only A, G also, E and K also. 4 points are this much below XY. Take the distance in your compass and mark from the new X1, Y1 on the projector through A dash. You get what? A1. And on the projector through E dash, you get what? E1. On the projector through G dash, you get G1. On the projector through K dash, you get K1. Agreed? Which distance? This distance. Now, take this distance from XY. Distance of B and H from XY. That is the distance of D and J also from XY. Mark on the projector through B dash. What do you get? B1, D1, H1, J1. Agreed? Take the distance of FL from XY and mark on the projector through F dash. F1, L1. Mark the distance of CI from XY. C1, I1. Mark the distance of OP from XY. O1, P1. You have got all the 14 points. You are looking in this direction. You are looking in this direction. Out of these two hexagons, which will be visible? Out of the two hexagons, which will be visible? The one which is nearer to the observer. This is the one which is nearer to the observer when you look from there. Make it firm. G, H, I, J, K, L. Firm, firm, firm. Firm, 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 firm. Dotted, 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 axis chain link. A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1, H1, I1, J1, K1, L1. GH, IJ, K will be visible out of the bottom hexagon. CD, DE and EF will be invisible, axis chain line. Now, this is called auxiliary projection method. Auxiliary projection method. Now, this is the plan, this is XY, this is elevation. Plan, XY, elevation. If you are not comfortable because of the position of the plan on the side, rotate the whole book so that your X1, Y1 become horizontal. Rotate the whole book so that X1, Y1 become horizontal. So that the elevation is above XY and plan is below XY. Agreed? Rotate the whole book so that X1, Y1 become horizontal. Plan is now below XY, elevation is above XY. This is the simple position plan, you have to ignore that. So what is the plan? This is the plan, XY elevation. The advantage here is there are only 3 views, whereas in redrawing method there are 4 views. But this needs a strong idea. But this can be drawn very fast also. Once you know, you can draw it very fast. One thing which you have to remember while drawing a new view, here the auxiliary plan is drawn. Make all the visible edges firm and all boundary lines firm. This is a physical boundary CL and this is a physical CI. This is a physical boundary FL. Boundaries will never be dotted. So first of all, make all visible edges for which you are sure, make them firm. Then make the boundaries firm. Sorry. Then you will know which are invisible. Those invisible you will make dotted. That's the procedure of drawing. So this is a simple question where the axis is parallel to VP and inclined to HP. You have drawn that hexagonal prism to hexagonal prism by redrawing method and also auxiliary projection method. The dimensions are also marked. This is called auxiliary projection method. Auxiliary projection method. This can be drawn very fast. The other will consume more time. But you must have a clear idea about what is to be done. Now, if this is a pyramid, what happens? If it is a pyramid, from here, this will be a triangle. Here you will have diagonals inside. GHIJKL will not be there. Here you will have lines joining to this corner. This section will not be there. Agreed? Okay.